on this tape is going to be some of the features on the surface of the moon. The craters and the seas. We're going to take a tour of the moon. And we're going to use a telescope. You can do the same with a pair of binoculars or just with your own eyes. A tour of the moon. This lesson is going to focus on the tourist attractions, our places to visit on the moon. Of course, we're looking through a telescope. The obvious features of the moon as we look at this present time is the fact that we have craters on the moon. Yeah, see those bullet holes, or whatever you want to call them. Those are craters on the moon caused by, well, meteors hitting it, volcanoes, but mainly that of meteors. The dark areas on the moon, those are called the seas. Mare, meaning sea, because Galileo thought that that was an ocean on the moon. And there you can see, like the man on the moon, the two eyes kind of tipped over to the right-hand side and his nose. These seas are lava flows. At the bottom of the picture of this moon, we have Mare Imbrium, which is a sea. And it's all been filled in, because you'll notice there's no craters visible in that area. And look at the craters just below it. At this particular time of this first quarter phase, we can see the terminator. That's the line that divides the day from the night. And this allows us to get some long shadows. And that Mare Imbrium right there above those two craters, at the top of that, the north end, those are called the Apennines Mountains. You see, everything on the moon has a name. And back in the 1840s, these names were finally established for the moon. Now you notice that at this end of the moon, the mountains begin to increase, and you notice that we have an increase in craters. For the moon has definitely been affected in certain sections of its surface by lava flows and by meteors. At the edge of the moon, a mare is moving off to the side. We come now into an old lava flow. Some of the craters in the area were actually put there prior to the lava flow. And look at the bottom. There goes a crater across the bottom. Those craters were formed before the lava flow actually came in and filled the craters up. Notice the wavy action, the ripples on the lava flow, as of course is the lava moving across the surface of the moon. Now let's zoom back, and we can see that we're actually looking at the bottom section of the moon. And now here we have the entire moon coming into field. Notice that our lava flows are near the bottom of the moon. Well, near the center of our moon, that dark line known as the terminator, that's a mountain range in there that you can see. And near the top, we seem to have an increase in craters. Now let's take a closer look at that mountain range area. See, craters don't care where they land. Mountains are no matter what. Look at those three craters in a row there. One, the bottom, is Theropolis. That crater is almost 80 miles across. A crater formed by a rock striking the moon. Notice those vertical ripples or cracks. That shows the strain the moon has gone through and all these lava flows. And there at the top of the picture is a very, very deep crater. That would be a crater that was formed after the lava flow. Now you see a whole bunch of craters here. They don't seem to be very deep at all. It's not because of the way the shadow is hitting them. It's because that these craters were formed a long time ago. The moon came about in three phases. We had the early crater phase, then lava covered the moon, and then craters came in after that. So those old craters in there that seem to be filled up would be your oldest and your earliest signs of moon development. So, boys and girls, that ends our lesson on the tour of the moon. You've learned about new craters, old craters, Mare Imbrium, such as a sea and all these volcanic lava flows. So all these things then were in this audio tape, that videotape. And the sound you heard throughout, why, that was the telescope motor, making sure that I could keep it on track. So what you need to do now, right after this video is over, or maybe tomorrow, or sometime soon, you get out your worksheets and go to your library and look up section 523 and start to name the features of the moon.